compel the Israelites to defeat the Israelites. They did not have the power of arms because they were under the protection of the Lord of hosts. They tried sorcery. Sorcery could not work with them. And by trickery, by getting them to sin against God, the power of God was effectively removed from them. And they were open to all manner of sin, all manner of iniquity. And the anger of God came out against them. Dear friends, you see the church, the state at work in collaboration with the apostate church to feed the church, that is the true church, the remnant church, that's the Israelite, with wine, of which sometimes, we usually call it, we refer to, the wine is usually the teachings, the false teachings. They are fed that with that wine and that wrong food, and they, at last, they are led into lasciviousness or licentiousness, and they are finally led into idolatry. Dear friends, that's the history of the Israelites at the plain of the Jordan. You see, these people, they were immediately at the point where the only thing that was prayer. The spirit of prophecy says, when it talks of Balaam, that of the experience of Balaam and the Israelites at the River Jordan, is that they let go the hand of God. They neglected prayer. They neglected to stay within the bounds of the commands of God. And these people, in the end, we find them going full into idolatry. Dear friends, we are at the very borders of Canaan, the heavenly Canaan. And the spirit of prophecy says that the sins that that happened at the Jordan will be repeated again. The sins will be repeated again. And you know, the devil is redoubling his efforts to drag the people of God into sin. He knows that his time is short, dear friends. And we who are the remnant at this point, we are so susceptible to the attacks of the evil one. You know, the devil has been refining his trickery. He has been refining his methods for the last 6,000 years. He has been learning each character. He knows you. He knows you so well that when I send this to them, of course, they will fall straight away. He knows our besetting sins. He knows. Don't be deceived that he doesn't know. You see, many of us are self-deceived. Many of us think that we are standing. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12, as I move to conclude this sermon, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12, it says, "Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall." Dear friends, we have a work to do. We have a work to do because the devil is working hard enough. The church is at a danger. We are seeing all around the signs that are being fulfilled, the signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ. Even as our choristers led in singing here, the second coming of Jesus Christ draws so near, and the devil is intensifying his efforts to draw people away from allegiance to the Lord. Now, here we might learn a few lessons. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 says, "Be sober, be vigilant, for your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, does what? Let me just read it. First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Anyone who has found it before I find it can read. First Peter 5:8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And of course, in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11 to 18, we find the whole armor of God, and one of them is the Word of God. Dear friends, we are not reading the Word of God. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light